for Motohop on Air.
Welcome to episode 21.
My microphone is a little bit dusty.
Yeah, just a touch. It is Saturday, June 15th, about 10:30 p.m.
I realized I was supposed to rhyme. Is that what you were waiting for? I even had one in my head, but then when you said it, it was like gone.
Yeah, it's okay. I was pausing for your quip.
Oh.
That's been a thing we've done the first 20
I know, I
episodes,
completely forgot. It's been so long.
Yeah. Well, let's start with not that. Let's start with what's in our cup. Mm-hmm. What do you have? Something pinkish, purplish.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it I'll end up drinking. I struggle to drink things that are really kind of sweet. Not 100% feeling it, but I made it. So I brought it with me. I mixed my grape electrolyte powder, which is like an Ultima brand. If anyone's seen ads, it's like the only one I've been able to like drink because it's not gross. And I put some limoncello in it because I have this thing with like grape lemonade. Mm-hmm. And then it got kind of sweet. So I balanced it out with a little bit of lime juice and a tint of salt. It's actually
interesting.
I think I could sell it. You want to try it?
Yeah, I will take a sip.
I genuinely feel like I could put that. Oh, wow. The noises are coming in these microphones. I could put that in a Capri Sun. Oh.
That is not for me.
Oh.
There must be too much grape going on or something.
Maybe stir it up a little. You are getting sound effects. We'll see what gets filtered out. I thought it was good.
Top was better than the bottom.
I think grape is a very...
grape is not my thing.
What would you call it? Like a diversifying flavor? Like a very like polarizing is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Not a grape soda person. Do grape juice.
I think what makes people on either side of the spectrum is whether or not you had a lot of medicine growing up as a kid. And I, for one, was not ever medicated. So I still like
very
grapes.
Traumatized by liquid medicines in many form.
My parents were like, how close are you to dying? Oh, not close enough. No medicine for you.
Yeah, well, as long as you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
There's water here just in case. And what do you have? You have a fancy cup.
I do. So I have a painkiller, which I've had before for the show.
Yes. What's different?
This time it is in a green tiki mug.
It is a disgruntled looking mug.
Yeah, he's a little angry. Maybe I'll take a picture, throw him in the show notes.
It looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, these are part of a tie-in for this year's theme for, I think we've talked about the conference on here before, Code Mash.
Probably. Yeah. Just our tech conference are kind of like heavy volunteer hours on the side. I want to emphasize volunteer because it is a heavy lift this year as we come out of the COVID strain and everything like that. So it's part of our absence, I would say, is just really
It is one of the many reasons.
One of our excuses.
Yeah. But yeah, this year's theme is beach.
It's actually basic beach.
Yeah, basic beach.
So bring your Stanley. You usually need to put that in a Stanley. It'd be funny.
Yeah. So we got tiki mugs. So now I can have tiki drinks in a tiki mug.
Have to get you a little umbrella.
Yeah. I have not had a sip of this yet. Let me see.
See if it kills your pain.
Yes, I did do a good job. As I hit the microphone stand.
More sound effects.
Yeah, more
Is
sound
it going to
effects.
kill your pain?
No, maybe. Depends on how many of those I have.
It comes in layers.
That's your typical rum drink face.
The rum hits first, and I don't like rum, but every other flavor in there is really good because it's got like the pineapple, the coconut.
Mm-hmm. Orange juice, nutmeg.
Almost put a little bit of banana in there and get away with it. That would actually be really good if you ever wanted to. You need to make it into a smoothie is what you need to do. Yeah. Freeze some bananas and some ice. It's good. It is good. Honestly, it's better than what you're normally drinking.
So, yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been like...
Did anyone ask?
Did
anyone notice we were gone? No.
Oh, I guess I probably should have checked the email account more. Let me see.
Checking the email account. It was probably like 0 inbox. But we did sell a ton of stickers.
Yep. 0 inbox.
That's most people's goal. So actually, congratulations on 0 inbox.
Yeah. We have been kicking butt pretty good in sticker sales.
We're kind of a big deal on Etsy.
Yeah, I need to ship one out tomorrow, or at least print the label.
Which one was it?
Let's see.
We have sold a ton of the Moto Compacto stickers, so if you don't have one, you should get one. Runner
The
up.
sticker. I don't care if you have a Moto Compacto or not.
Oh, absolutely
We need to
not.
sell a bunch of these stickers.
We have a bunch of these stickers. And then runner up has been the helmet hair don't care, which I am very proud.
Also a top performer.
Because it was my idea and you were on the fence about it. And I said, I'm doing it anyways, YOLO. And here it is. I think the cool thing about it is that you don't have to ride a motorcycle to wear a helmet. So it's a little more open-ended as far as who's buying it. We
Roller
never know.
skating, bicycling, whatever. Anything helmet related.
Yeah. So honestly, we have no idea who's buying them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It is a Moto Compacto that needs shipped.
Just one?
Yep. Single Moto Compacto.
This is a plug for buy two for like an extra $2 and you won't pay anything for shipping.
Yeah. I think we've mentioned it before. I've tried to make it as obvious as possible. Add 2 stickers to cart. It's free shipping.
Plus, so I have
You just have to spend $8. That's any 2 stickers or a sticker in anything else in the store. I think
any 2
everything.
items. I don't think we have anything less that wouldn't be 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 2 of anything.
And I would say that like I have a lot of friends.
Right now, at least.
Can I go?
Yeah, I'm just saying I want to cover ourselves in case we had something cheaper in the future. But as of the recording of this podcast, you can buy 2 of anything in the store, and it qualifies you for free shipping.
It's like a sponsored podcast without money.
No, but
we only minus the payment. But anyways, oh no, what was I going to say? It was very important. What were we talking about? Stickers?
We were talking about stickers, yeah.
Oh shoot, it's gone.
Okay, well,
God, it was so
you
good.
think about it, I will
so
tell
annoyed.
you. You were talking about helmet hair don't care, and how you pushed for it, and gone.
Yeah.
We've recently added a sticker.
Oh yeah, man, a good one too.
Yeah,
really good one. So it is a possum riding a scooter, which is great. I think I would call this one Night Rider if I had a choice, if I haven't already. And it glows in the dark. So I hope that people are getting that. I tried to include pictures. The Etsy is well labeled, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
but
you have it in the product image, the product title, the product description. And I think, and there's a picture of it glowing in the dark. And I think if they put it on something, they'll realize it glows in the dark at some point.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Okay,
so buy 2 stickers because I have a lot of friends who don't know what to do with them. So they have anxiety about like, oh my God, I love this sticker so much, but once I put it on something, it's permanent.
Yeah, what do I put it on? Just order 2 of the same thing.
Yeah, and then you order 2. So if you still have anxiety of like, oh, I put on my water bottle and I loved it, but now I broke my water bottle, you have a backup.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if I buy a sticker myself from an artist, and I really love it a lot, I actually buy 2 just in case. It's like an insurance program.
And I have extreme anxiety about that, so sometimes I'll buy 3.
Okay, yeah. That's getting a bit excessive. All right, so moving on.
Yeah, so where have we been? I was sick. You were sick.
Yeah, we can't talk when we're sick.
Nope. Took a day off of work, which is very rare for me.
This happened like once every 3 years. You maybe take a day off work.
One of our dogs ended up getting surgery and then had complications with the surgery.
Yeah, the surgery went great. And then 2 weeks after, when her stitches started to dissolve, her body was like, whoa, buddy, what's going on?
Yeah.
So right as we were finishing the first antibiotic, we had to start a second one. And we just had to watch her because her sutures were not staying closed like they should. We were just helicopter parents, so we didn't want to leave her unattended.
Yep.
So that was kind of a big deal. And then just life.
Yep. It was also like peak season for my day job, just sucking up time.
Yeah, you pretty much have found the worst possible industry to be in as someone who wants to ride motorcycles in the summer, so congratulations.
Yeah, I think selling motorcycles and anything pool industry related are probably the worst things to do for a living if you want to have free time during riding season.
Landscaping too. Anything that's like
anything
summer.
Seasonal that is summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not ideal.
So how many times have you ridden this year? Like 5?
Well, let's see. It's June and I have qualified for once a month, so at least 6. A little more than that.
I feel like today was the first time you rode to work though.
No, that's been like almost all of my riding has been to work like one day a month. Rode to the chiropractor 1 month.
I remember you just
Today
going
I
out
rode to work and went for a ride afterwards.
I feel like it was either January or February that you just went out to say you went out, essentially.
I think it was February. You're right.
I mean, I felt like that was the majority of it, but I also just don't really see what you do once you leave the house, so it's whatever.
Yeah. Finally got back into the garage a bit last week. Mm-hmm. It's been a minute for that, too.
Well, the spring started out really hot, and then it got cold. So the beginning of June was actually really cold and rainy, and now it's going to be really hot again. Like this week is going to be 95, which is insane.
Yeah.
So I guess...
That is more than my ideal temperature, but hey, I'll take it if it's dry.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's going to be very dry. My plants are already crying for help, so... oh, well. Yeah. Nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. Rode to work today. Went for a ride after work. That was nice. Have been out in the garage. Swapped the handlebars back on the Vulcan to the moto bars that I had on there before that I took off towards the end of last season because I was getting weird tingling in my arm and like pain in my upper back. I think most of it was just that my back was really messed up.
When was this? Last year?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want anyone to like think that you're like getting neuropathy or having like nerve problems right now when you're riding.
No, work related.
It's probably stress related
stuff. Started the back issues. Been seeing a chiropractor pretty regularly. It's been working in the right direction. I feel like I complain about my back less.
I agree.
Well, I appreciate that. Good. That's good. I have less.
It only took you like not being able to breathe to go, but you know what? We are on the other side, and that's all that matters.
We have crossed the bridge.
So what's
Progress
next?
Has been made. Well, today I realized I should reverse. I had went from an 8-inch riser on my bars to a 6-inch pullback style on the Vulcan.
Okay.
And I think I need to go back to an 8, but do an 8 pullback because I feel like the bars are just a tinge forward from what I want.
So you're thinking that affects that like nerve thing you were feeling?
Well, it's not so much nerve thing now. Now it's just weird geometry like on my wrists that I'm noticing just from like the angle my arms are. It's a relatively cheap thing to change out.
Try
just
it for a little bit.
Cheap, different risers on there. See if it puts the bars where I want. But I still love that bike. Sounds wonderful.
It is the best sounding bike you have.
Yeah.
I would say like actual motorcycle, not scooter. Like if I'm allowed to draw that line, I would say it's definitely the best sounding motorcycle.
What's the best sounding scooter I have?
Oh, there's only 2, right? Is there more than 2? Is there one hiding in the shadows?
Define Moto Compacto, but yes. 2.
Oh, that thing doesn't even count as anything. That just sits in our living room.
I finally got my indoor bike.
I wish you could see me rolling my eyes.
Yeah. But so you drew that line, but why'd you draw that line? Does one of the scooters sound really good to you?
I just don't know that you... I mean, they just don't... I don't feel like they compare. They're just so different. They both sound like golf carts that it's not even like... I don't know what you say like a good scooter sounds like. I guess...
2-stroke.
Ugh, no. No one wants to hear that.
I do.
I don't. And tell the neighbor boy who rides up and down our street and our fairly city
none
limit.
of them drive 2-strokes up and down the street. No. They just have like ratted out pit bikes.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Phenomenal. Vintage Days is on the way.
Yeah. Are you panicked
About
yet?
6 weeks away.
We should start to panic.
Should we?
I don't know.
Bought our camping pass earlier.
Do we have a camper? No. Do we have a pass? Yes, we do. We are manifesting.
Yeah. I believe it was last episode or the one before that. We were talking about camper, toy hauler, motorhome.
We had a few that we were like really excited about. Some of them are still available, which is really sketch because everything we find that's like decent sells in immediately. Like less than 12 hours.
Yeah, like you need to just have cash burning a hole in your pocket and a way to teleport immediately to the side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. And we're mainly just looking at Facebook Marketplace because anything through a dealer is just out of reach. I don't know if just their availability is bad, if everyone has realized that they need to sell them privately to get more money. Like the trade-in value must just be really bad. So no one's selling through dealers, which means there's nothing available.
No, and some of the pricing the dealers have is just outrageous right now.
Yeah, the one I looked...
There's some stuff I'm seeing decent deals on through dealers, but so much of it is just astronomical.
I looked for any RV, like any used RV at some of the local places, motorhome, and there isn't like a single one at a dealer that's less than $40,000.
Yeah.
That's 30% of our house. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So we're not taking out a second mortgage.
Oh.
You can get your own mortgage.
I was really hoping.
Maybe
yeah.
if we can prove ourselves that we enjoy the lifestyle, we can in a few years. But right now we're not.
Yeah.
So I did just email the guy about the one. So we'll see if he responds to see if it's actually available. Because it was listed like a suspicious amount of time ago.
Yeah.
And so, okay, let me pull it up.
If it does end up being available still, and this is the one we end up getting, I am very confident that this is a converted, like retired U-Haul. It is a GMC box truck.
The front doesn't look U-Haul-y, but it looks bigger than U-Hauls, but it's old.
It
was listed 13 weeks ago, which is very sus.
83?
Yeah.
Yeah, 83 GMC box truck. The only downside is gas engine.
2 miles per gallon.
Probably. But the conversion's been done pretty well. Mostly complete.
Don't give them too much information. Someone's going to go buy it up from underneath us. We found it on Craigslist.
If we end up with this one, we'll see.
Yeah.
So that may or may not be our vintage day plan. If not, the other one we've been looking at is we found a high wall pop-up with a toy hauler deck in the front.
I didn't know you were seriously considering that.
I mean, vaguely. It's the first one I've seen. That has a legitimate bathroom in it. That is the most complete bathroom I've ever seen in a pop-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing... Well, and I guess you still have room. Like, you don't want to take too much, but when you have a complete pop-up like that, you don't have a lot of storage space. So you do have to make sure you can fit bulk of most of your, like,
well, it has a massive deck out front.
That.
Like, we can put a deck box, yeah,
I don't even know everything that we need.
Like a pickup bed, like
a cooler
toolbox, and like mount it to the front deck.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of time you don't travel very light, so it's just hard to know. But as long as you can fit everything that you need in your car, I mean, then you have like plates and stuff, which hopefully most of that stuff could fit in there.
Yeah, I mean, all of your storage cabinets in a pop-up are like on the portion that
doesn't pop up.
Correct. It stays collapsed.
The stay down.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know you were seriously considering that. So I guess we'll just see what's available.
It's on the radar. The only thing I don't like is how big it is. Thing's over 30 foot long. It's long.
Yeah, and you add that on to another, 10? What's your vehicle? Probably 9,
X5?
10 feet?
Probably, no. Let's see.
I'm going to guess 10.
I'm thinking
maybe 9.
16.
16 feet long?
Yeah. Maybe a touch less than that.
What? Oh, I guess I didn't think about, the very front, but that seems insane. Clickety-clackety. I'm not...
Oh, it's in millimeters.
Who measures a vehicle in millimeters?
The Germans. Here we go.
But it's so precise, though.
Edmunds have me in inches.
Oh, the suspense, I'm sure, is killing everyone.
I'm sure.
I'm going to be... So, if it is, 16 feet long, plus 30 feet, that's insane. That's, as long as our house.
What?
If you combine the length of your car plus, a 30-foot trailer.
Okay, drum roll. What was my guess?
16.
15.91.
That's crazy.
No, what's crazy is how big some of the Lincolns and Cadillacs were back in the 70s.
Yours doesn't really have
18
as much.
18-foot cars.
Yeah, you had a trunk on that.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know. We haven't really done a whole lot of thinking about vintage days. We need to come up with either a new shirt or we'll just have our one from last year maybe available because it was the best thing ever. I might make up another design, depending on how inspired I am. But I have a work trip in like next week, and
I've got to reach out to Phil or Sleepy or Peter Swiggy and see if they want to clue me in as to how they got media credentials, mainly to try and get in early.
Have you been listening to their podcasts?
I've listened to Clevemoto lately. I've not had a whole lot of time to listen to podcasts, so I'm behind on most of my...
You don't know what they're talking about then.
Well, I've listened to the past 2 episodes of Clevemoto.
Yeah. Have they mentioned anything at all?
I'm like 3 episodes behind on Nokomoto.
Or is it still kind of unspoken with them?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of vaguely talked about it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So,
cool.
On to the news / recalls first.
Yep.
Okay. This is my, we haven't done one of these since March, catch-up episode. So.
I don't think you have. Maybe I'll regret. Oh my God, you did that a lot. Okay.
Some of these are quick. Recalls we're going to slam through real quick. As always, links will be in the show notes. The LiveWire S2 Del Mar had a recall. The rear axle fasteners were not correctly tightened. Not ideal.
Thanks.
2023-2024 Kawasaki Ninja ZX4R and the ZX4RR may have spark plug damage. BMW just had a couple back-to-back ones here. The 2024 BMW R1300 GS is having an issue where the side cases may detach.
That's a new bike.
And then it turns out the 2024 BMW CE02, which is one of their electric deals, also may have accessory side bags detach.
Must be the same bag.
Yeah, issues with the fasteners. Yeah.
You've had problems with your bags a few times too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same issue,
No,
but
not the same issue, but yeah.
Well, you also don't have a BMW, so I'm not relating directly. I'm just saying those side bags are just...
Yeah, I mean, when you think about like rigidly mounted saddlebag, panniers, etc., it's kind of weird like how you're distributing the weight through a fastener. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that if you think about it too much, you're just kind of amazed they work and don't just snap off as we hit bumps.
It kind of seems like a lot of times they're an afterthought too. They're not like fully integrated into the engineering. It's like you engineer the bike and then you're like, oh, I guess we should probably figure out a way to put saddlebags on this.
What screw holes can we reuse to slap? When they always have like, this bag is not designed to hold more than 5 pounds. And it's like, yeah, who's
weighing their stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Jumping from LiveWire's recall into news.
Ooh, we should get like a news sound effect.
News bulletin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something. I think that was just like iPhone ringtone I just did. LiveWire had a patent that popped up for virtual brakes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Also a virtual clutch, but the headline soundbite is virtual brakes, because what kind of brakes would you want but fake virtual ones?
AI.
Yeah. We'll get to AI later because it seems inescapable as of lately.
And everyone just like throws it around.
Yeah.
The amount of people that actually know what AI is, it's like integrated into so many things that people don't realize already. Like people are backwards. They're hyping up the wrong stuff.
Well, it's a lot of renaming pre-existing features for the benefit of marketing / sales.
Yeah. It's just a buzzword.
There's some cutting edge stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that gets the AI badge slapped on it, and it's a bunch of if-else statements.
It's also great for SEO, I'm sure. Although, when you type AI, like there's no good way... I can hear your eyes so strong.
It needed a stir.
It's just like, I don't know. It's not like a good, like abbreviation. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like BMW, like 3 letters that never go together. Mm-hmm. AI is in like everything. And then you type it and it looks like AL. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a whole, I don't know. It seems messy.
There's got to be like
there's gonna be layers
Saturday
of it.
Night Live skit in there somewhere of like Al instead of AI.
Okay, so quick tangent here. Mm-hmm. Someone was going through my files at work, and I'm a graphic designer, and I use a lot of Adobe Illustrator. And files or .ai. Someone thought I was really invested in artificial intelligence. Like, man, I was in your files and like, I saw all these AI files. Like, I can't wait to see what you do.
I had no idea you were such a cutting edge designer.
Yeah, they literally asked me if they
like, yeah, I've been using AI for decades.
If they watched me to design, because they had no idea I was that invested into AI. Man, were they disappointed when they found out what that meant.
That is, I had not heard that before, and that is, quite frankly, the best thing I've heard in weeks.
Should sell it to Chad the Bird.
Yeah. Yeah, so the gist of the virtual brakes is basically using the regenerative braking in place of physical brakes. Right now, it looks like they're only potentially looking at removing the rear brake. The front brake would remain. And then the kind of follow-up story, staying on the topic of LiveWire, was, if anyone remembers when Harley spun LiveWire into their own company, a percentage of ownership of the LiveWire company was held by Kymco, which was interesting. And we're seeing the fruits of that partnership in Kymco's investment into LiveWire. They will be co-developing the LiveWire S3 platform, and we now have a pretty good idea. The RevoNex and SuperNex concepts that they've been showing off over the past few years are going to be based on that S3 platform. So, I don't know. It's one of those weird, it's like a Geo, which now that I'm sitting here thinking of, I believe Geo was General Motors and Toyota as a partnership, or maybe a Suzu, I don't remember at the moment. But another one of the weird American to Asian vehicle partnerships.
Unrelated, but related. I think I saw one of the electric land bikes the other day.
Oh, yeah? Where at?
Chipotle. It's been a while. It just dawned on me that I remembered seeing it. I wanted to almost take a picture.
You didn't tell me.
It was probably like 2 hours until I saw you. I forgot. I don't know what you want to know. What do you want to know? I didn't take a picture and I didn't talk to the person. It was just weird seeing someone on an electric bike because it's so quiet.
Yeah.
And small. It's literally like a really fast bicycle. And you're like, I don't know if I want to be going 60 on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they pitch it, is the whole, like, it can be an e-bike, it can be an e-moped, it can be an e-motorcycle.
Which would be so cool for city limits. We're not super city here. And I think, it's fine. I think there's like a decent place for it, but I think it'd be better in the city, for sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Better in Cleveland. Okay. Keep going.
So yeah, we'll see what comes of the S3 platform, these new Kymco bikes that are going to end up on the S3 platform. It'll be interesting to see what LiveWire themselves does with the S3 platform, because right now it appears it is going to be kind of a lower performance, lower cost kind of progression of the S2 platform, which is already kind of simplified compared to the LiveWire 1. So we'll see if it lands at a price point that makes it competitive in that land space. Or that, what did I just say? Land space?
Yes, you did.
Competitive at that price point. I'm thinking of, land motorcycles now. Okay. Kawasaki Ninja 7 and Z7 hybrids have been delayed.
Are we surprised?
I am a little bit, but...
I read through some of these. Mm-hmm. None of them released it out as like super exciting, but didn't this happen right after that show? This isn't the one that caught on fire, is it?
No. Oh. I don't know that they ever disclosed who caught on fire. There was questions, but it was like an e-scooter manufacturer.
Oh, okay. Because I know this happened, I read after EICMA. And so I didn't know if it was like related, like what, or what if there's like a legal issue. It could be, it doesn't say anything that it's mechanically inspired delay. It could be. No.
In fact, the two quotes that are important from the press release are, quote, has been postponed due to various circumstances.
Yeah, that's.
And, quote, we will inform you again when the release date is decided again.
It sounds legal to me.
Maybe.
Sus.
Yeah. I didn't throw it in
various
here.
circumstances seems very well planned. Not like, oh, there's supply issues. Like, that's like an easy out.
Well, it could be supply issues, and it could be design issues, and it could be legal issues. It could be various circumstances. It could just be all of the above.
A little bit of everything.
It could turn out trying to get a hybrid motorcycle to market is a nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would it be the first one?
First mass-produced one that I'm aware of. Yeah.
It's just like the way that all these articles were written. There's a snag. Like, it's just
there's
like
a snag. It's been delayed.
Yeah, they just write it in like a dark way. That it's not like...
Well, mostly because there's
everything's
just no
delayed
info.
all the time.
Like, Kawasaki just has provided no information.
Yeah.
They said it's not here yet. We don't know when it's going to be here yet. And we're not telling you why it's not here yet.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's why it seems so suspicious. It's like, just tell us.
All the sus.
Sussy.
However, on the positive side, they're working on more hybrid models.
Yay. Wait, the same people?
Yeah.
Maybe they should put their energy into getting one that works.
So we've seen patent drawings for a Kawasaki Eliminator hybrid and a Kawasaki Versus hybrid. Both interesting. Their entire hybrid platform is interesting to me. I still want to ride one. If/when they make it to market.
If.
The one thing I don't love that we see in the hybrid patents for the new bikes is in the Eliminator design, they're doing a split gas tank, which I'm not opposed to split tanks by themselves. But
what's it split with?
Well, so like, I don't know if that's interesting. I don't know for sure if current Harley touring models have split tanks, but I know some of the older ones had split tanks. So the gas tank is two halves because the fuel sits kind of below the frame rail, and the way it goes together around the gauge. So then you have to tie the two tanks together with like a hose to equalize the fuel between them. Sometimes two different hoses.
Seems unnecessarily risky.
The reason I don't love this design is it's not like the two halves come together around the frame rail. They are separated by, I believe it is the battery pack. And these two halves are like somewhat significantly apart from each other because it's looking, based on the patent drawings, that each tank, the left and the right fuel tank, are going to sit outside the trellis frame. So I think it's going to be weird. I foresee issues with that design. I'm still holding out, even though they were working on more hybrids. I'm still holding out for them to make a supercharged Vulcan or Eliminator. It is the one rumor that I will
Vulcan or Eliminator?
Yeah. Eliminator is their other kind of like cruiser-ish.
Oh, it's kind of a cool name.
Yeah. The Eliminator preceded the Vulcan. The Vulcan came out when they went to V-Twins. And then
Is that what the V came from?
Yeah. And then
Really?
Yeah, most everyone had like a play on V. Well, like Suzuki had the V-Strom, which because it was a V-twin.
Though.
Yeah. But they just brought back out a 450 Eliminator. But there was a rumor, I don't know, probably almost 4 or 5 years ago now, a young machine out of Japan, that Kawasaki was going to shoehorn their H2 engine into a Vulcan. Then it later changed to that it was going into an Eliminator. I haven't seen it yet. Still hoping for it.
Maybe soon.
Yeah. Okay. Some new products coming out. So this one I glossed over a few times until I came across the ADV Pulse article that seemed to be the only one. I'm sure the rest of them mentioned it, but not as obvious enough for me to actually stop and not just go, great, another Cardo Pack Talk variant. Because Cardo has multiple variants of the Pack Talk, which is my Bluetooth helmet sound system / communicator device of choice.
Do you only have one?
Well, I have two, but one of them is on your helmet.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. I had the Pack Talk Bold, then whatever the last one, the first one after the Bold was, But now they're coming out with the Pro. And I'm like, okay, great. But why is it important? This one has built-in crash detection. It ties in through their app. It sounds like right now it's primarily engineered for on-road riders, not off-road riders. But it's looking at the acceleration data of the Cardo since it's mounted to your helmet. It's linking back through your mobile device, and then is using their cloud essentially to then reach out to your emergency contacts.
So you have to have like an app or something on your phone?
Yeah. So like I have the Cardo. I have the Cardo app on my phone because it allows you to adjust stuff pretty easily.
So you have to allow it to have access to all of your contacts.
No, probably not all your contacts. I'm sure you probably will go to the Cardo website and set your emergency contact to be alerted.
Oh, and then it would like maybe say where you are.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, your Apple Watch is calling other people, right? Like doesn't
your iPhone as well, if you have both enabled.
It's calling your iPhone.
No, your iPhone may call people because it has crash detection. Your watch may be calling people, and your Cardo may be calling people.
If I get 3 phone calls from you at the same time.
Shit has gone sideways badly.
I wonder how those show up. I wonder if you can do like a test call. If it just shows that it's coming from you.
No, here's the best part.
Because
they all call at the same time. They all go straight to voicemail.
Right? Because you have like 3 calls that are intercepting with each other. Like I can't call you multiple. I guess we could try. I could try to call you from my watch. Doesn't have cellular, it just has Wi-Fi. But if I did that from my watch and my phone at the same,
I don't know. Hopefully, we never find out.
That seems like it could be a really big oversight, though. The fact that like all these devices are trying to do the same thing.
Excuse me. Pick one and lean into it. The other thing that it has that's exciting to me is it has auto power on / off, because it is a real issue that I'll get to work and occasionally not remember to turn my Cardo off. And because it is still Bluetooth to my phone, it does not put itself to sleep fully. The newer one does a better job at it than the first one.
How will it know? Just like you stop moving, maybe?
Yeah, basically once it's still for so long, it's going to power off. And then once it detects motion, it's going to power back on. So that's cool. The Beeline Moto 2, we've got some updates. They have started shipping. I do not have mine yet.
From like Europe or something, though, right?
I'm assuming mine should be here any day now, because someone in the comments was also in Ohio and they've received theirs. But you can go to their Kickstarter and check it out. So more updates once I get it and get to use it. For all, probably, I'm going to be very generous and say all 3 people who this portion is important to. AMSOIL, you'll never hear this story on Cleveland Moto. AMSOIL has released a 5W40 metric motorcycle oil. And I'm an AMSOIL dealer. And when I saw this headline, I said to myself, why? I assumed there was a bike or bikes that needed this. And turns out there is. The new BMW R1300, as well as the 1250 GS, the Aprilia Tuono, Aprilia RSV4, apparently some Benellis, Can-Ams, Husqvarnas, and Moto Guzzis. Apparently, like some of them want or can use a 5W40. So AMSOIL has you covered.
And if you need any, you can put
link
your
on
link
the website. I'm not super pushy about it. It's there.
No, use it mostly for your own stuff. It's kind of like to each his own and their own, but
yeah, I mean, honestly,
makes a good gift though too. If you need like a default.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about it on here much, and I'm not going to get super salesy. But if you vaguely like what they do, they have a preferred customer program. Which had that existed whenever I got my dealership, I probably would have just done that, because your pricing is it's not exactly dealer pricing, but it's not far off. But you still get all the customer promos and you get reward points. And you can sign up through a dealer. You just like click on it. I think it's $5 for 6 months. And then like if you buy enough product, you get free months extension. So I normally don't tell people to buy a year. Just buy your 6 months for $5. Your first order will probably give you another 6 months to a year of preferred customer.
We saw they coming out with like car wash stuff too, aren't they? Did you look into that at all yet or not yet?
Yeah, although I'm not trying to make this super salesy, but I am excited that they're coming out with some details.
I'm just saying that maybe if you don't like their oil, then maybe there's like, I don't know. There's always other things. And everyone's good at something, even if you don't like one thing, you know? Like, yeah. I go to like 4 different grocery stores for that reason.
Yeah. Their power foam is pretty good stuff. I enjoy that. Zero Motorcycles this is kind of a weird story. So they are releasing through their store, web store and dealers, I'm assuming, the Tesla Tap Mini, which as far as I can tell is actually made by Tesla Tap, who is a company that makes Tesla charging adapters for EVs that do not have Tesla charge port.
The fact they call it a Tap Mini is adorable.
Yeah, so
I've never heard that before.
It's the Mini because it's like motorcycle sized, I guess.
I don't even know. So does Tesla only make the chargers? Or do they don't make a bike, do they?
No. No, this is so you can use Tesla chargers with your Zero motorcycle. Because Tesla chargers, up until recently, no one was, well, there's probably one or two, but the vast majority of companies were not using the same charger design as Tesla. In North America, there was a standard that everyone went to. In Europe, there was a different standard. Just recently, Ford and I think General Motors, at least, have decided they're going to move to the Tesla charging spec. So they're going to start using the same charger design, and there will be interoperability on the Tesla charging network.
So here's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sidebar. Mm-hmm. What if Tesla's cars go downhill and they become, this is my prediction, they become the standard of the chargers, but their vehicles slowly fade out?
Well, yeah, I mean, they very well could. At this point, they have the majority of the infrastructure for charging.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
We've got a very loyal Tesla owner around the corner from us, and it's always interesting walking dogs past where he works. It's either the Cybertruck, which is so weird in our like quaint little suburb. I mean, there's money here, but you usually see it, I don't know, I guess in like Lexuses. It's weird seeing a Cybertruck to be like, literally looking at it and be like, that costs more than our house.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it'll just be interesting. It'd be funny to see if Tesla made a motorcycle, if you'd buy that too, because he already has the car and the truck.
Elon has a weird thing against motorcycles.
No. I have a weird thing against Elon.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But so
he's fine.
I guess cool for the Zero owners who happen to have a lot of Tesla chargers around them, so they can take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. Does not work with their superchargers because Zeros do not handle DC fast charging or level 3 charging, however you want to refer to it. So adds a bunch of chargers to your network, but not the superchargers. Triumph's got some cool colors coming out for 2025. Did you look at these?
I feel like maybe I did, but I do not. Okay, yes, I did.
Did you look at both links?
Okay, I remember this one. It's been a few days since I looked, so my memory is like a goldfish.
Yeah, this episode, the notes have been revised at least 4 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories on here.
Because we've tried to record it multiple times since the last episode back in March.
But, we're finally here.
We are finally
That's all that matters. Okay, so you talk and then I'll give you my insight.
So I will say, as someone who has been drawn to ADV bikes for a while and still really think I want a Himalayan, the Triumph Tiger has grown on me. And the new green and red options they're coming out with in the Tiger 850 Sport are phenomenal.
What brand is this?
Triumph.
Because it's giving Kawasaki.
That's not even a Kawasaki green, but it's heading in that direction.
It's close. It's a little bit more
It is
yellow.
a beautiful green.
It's got a little bit more metallic yellow in it. It's a little bit more highlighter. It's giving me lightning bug.
Okay.
So it's a little bit yellower, a little bit more metallic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the color red in general. The red does not excite me. But
Did you go to the second link?
I think I have them both open.
Okay. Yeah, the second link is just the red and green bikes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the green, honestly, better than I like the red.
Yeah. I like them both. They have black and white accents to them, which are
Does
exactly
Triumph
what
normally
I
have a
enjoy.
color? Aren't they normally just black and gray?
Well, sort of, but like their motocross bike they brought out is black, white, and I think a touch of lime green.
It looks like they have a lot of dark red. I literally just Googled Triumph, which is not the best science experiment, but it looks like dark red, and there's like a midnight blue they toss around a little bit, but only in accents. It's not a very dominant color.
Yeah, I think as Americans, we identify most motorcycle brands by their like motocross colors.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do.
And Triumph wasn't really in that world, right? Until
true.
just recently. And if we're going by their motocross color, it would be black.
That's wild. All right, I'm trying to get to their site, but I guess it's not relevant. They're making me like accept cookies and submit things, and it's not what I want to do. Okay, on the next one. Okay,
onward. Triumph is also coming out with an Elvis edition, Bonneville T120. That's going to be coming out in 2025.
God, I wish I could be half as cool as Elvis.
As far as I could tell, story was scooped by Dennis Chung over at motorcycle.com. I don't know how much they're paying him. I've said it before. I'll say it again. They need to pay him more. The man is just killing it. And I don't know how close the timing of his story to Triumph then like admitting to it on their Facebook was. But I'm assuming he may have accelerated their kind of acknowledgement of its existence.
So this is a remake of a bike that Elvis had, right?
Well, he had...
Or, he bought them for people. I remember reading the story.
So, yeah, he had Bonnevilles. This is not necessarily...
Are Bonnevilles? Those were a car, right?
It's also a car, a Pontiac Bonneville.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Like, that's what threw me off. I was like, are they making this bike after a car?
No, yeah. Triumph's like main model historically was the Bonneville.
Wild.
They have other models, but the Bonneville is kind of their, like, if I say Royal Enfield, most people listening are going to picture the Royal Enfield Bullet. At least that's their bike.
I forget, that's the one I don't know.
You'll know once you see it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to have, it looks like it's going to be the Bonneville, the Elvis edition, white, red stripes, taking care of business logo on the front fender, at least, is what we know now.
Oh, that's what the TCB is.
Yeah, taking care of business.
That's kind of a...
It's an Elvis thing. Just got to know. You not an Elvis fan?
I like Elvis.
At least not a true one.
Everybody likes Elvis.
How'd you not know what TCB was?
Because I've never heard it before, and the way that it's on the logo looks like CTB. Like they made the C above the other ones, and I was looking at it on the Triumph website, and I saw the lightning bolt, and I'm like, it's giving Harry Potter because it's gold and red, and it's like dominant red. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. And I was like sitting here, and like I said, I couldn't get past like the cookie requirement or something. I think it's because I was on a landing page for just getting information for the launch, not realizing that's where I was. I was trying to get to the site and look at all the colors of their other bikes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why they went with that instead of just like EP.
Because that's his thing.
Oh,
yeah.
He takes care of business. Got it.
Yeah, most Elvis memorabilia that's made, it will have the TCB logo.
I did not know that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. We should probably go to Graceland so I can study.
We should.
That'd be really cool.
I really would like to.
Maybe with our new camper.
I think it just got saved from like foreclosure or something. Something weird.
Oh, drama. I love it. We should look that up.
Look it up. We'll loop back.
Maybe we'll take the RV.
Yeah. Honda, another Dennis Chung scoop, which then I have a funny quip here about. Honda, it looks like, is bringing the DAX 125 to the U.S. for the 2025 model year. So this is think Honda Trail 70, but updated. The rest of the world, it was the DAX.
I'd like to see. They don't have any pictures. Oh, maybe this video has something. With an act. No, I've got a 30-second ad. What it looks like with a human on it. Oh my god!
Like
did you see the logo?
Yeah, it's a dachshund
with the helmet on.
Yeah,
and he has wheels.
So can I get one?
A dachshund with a helmet on and wheels?
No,
yes.
a DAX 125.
It's weird to see like the Honda logo and the DAX logo, I guess is what we're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it is a phenomenal logo.
We need DAX shirts. Like, I wish, although it's weird that the dog is gray and the ST125 is white. That's kind of making me twitch a little bit. But God, there needs to be more fun motorcycle logos. People would just buy. I mean, Harley, I don't even want to say does a good job. They do a good job at making merch. I wouldn't say they do a good job with their logo and their branding. Oh, there's so much potential there. It could be so good. They have so much money.
Yeah.
And they just make like flip books of mediocre designs. This is like the best thing I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much, like, you could win people over. Like, you could get millennials buying these bikes left and right if you just put cool logos on them. Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Do you see the color on the left of that bike? That bluish gray.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's giving me Honda
Is this your
Super Cub.
first bike?
Maybe. Compared to a Super Cub. I like the layout of the Super Cub.
It's going to be about the size of a Super Cub.
I like the front.
You like the leg shield.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a crossover between a bike and a scooter.
Yep.
Which really doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. This looks like it would be fun. Like a really fun functional, but the wheels are so small. I just can't imagine being on the road with these little baby wheels.
Yeah, I assume they're 12-inch. Yep, they're 12-inch. Like the Grom, like the Monkey.
Yeah.
Like the Royal Alloy on the garage.
It just looks like it has to work really hard to keep up with traffic. It looks fun.
I mean, to some extent.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Super Cub's definitely going to be a more comfortable ride in a lot of ways.
Who doesn't love sausage dogs is the name of that.
I'll get one of these.
Okay. Are you going to sell your Rascal and get one?
No, I'm just going to buy one of these as well.
Can you just get rid of the car in the garage? You'd have room for like 3 more bikes.
We'll see.
Jeez.
Let's see. Next story. So we have to buy them fast, though.
Oh, God. I hate a sense of urgency.
Sorry, before we move on. Ride Apart dropped a story on the 2025 DAX. Instead of citing Dennis Chung, they just cited the same stuff Dennis Chung cited, which I thought was fun because he beat
stealing his stuff.
He beat everyone by like 2 days.
Team Dennis Chung.
Yeah. So, yeah, sense of urgency. Honda has confirmed that 2024 will be the end of the line for all of their gas motorcycles.
2024 or 2040?
2040. What did I say?
You said 2024.
Whoops. Back it up.
I was like looking and I was like, oh my God.
I'm glad you're here reading the notes next to me.
Painkillers hitting.
No.
You feel nothing.
No, it honestly isn't. I'm just very bad at reading numbers, apparently. Yeah, 2040.
You're trying to create that false sense of urgency so it just like magically shows up at Christmas time.
We've got to buy one this year.
Maybe if you change jobs.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll celebrate with a new motorcycle.
Well, I may not be able to buy it till next year. Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about it. I want to see really good EV bikes first before I start thinking about the end of internal combustion bikes. I will always have some attachment to internal combustion engines because it's what I have experienced the majority of my life.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a security of knowing you can just like carry fuel with you. I mean, I guess like to an extent, I just feel
That's part of it.
gas is just so much easierly.
Easier to get.
Like replenish. There's no like turnover time. I'm not saying it's best for the environment or whatever, but I'm just saying like also when it comes to I don't know Honda's.
It has a really high energy density.
I don't know Honda's like track record for like over promising, but I know from a corporate perspective.
Well, we're talking about a company, one of two Japanese companies that basically were like no battery EVs, period. Like Honda just brought out their first full like battery EV car. Toyota, like, I don't even know if Toyota has a full-blown battery EV.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a general like corporate policy, you could lie all you want. 2040 is so far away. Not as much with the
Japanese, man.
Maybe not. In American culture,
yeah.
You could lie all you want.
If this was General Motors, like this year, they'd be like, no gas vehicles after 2020.
Corporate America can't see past next week.
No.
And I can tell you that as a designer in corporate America, I rarely get more than a week to do anything important. Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, you adapt. But like saying 2040, I just feel like people are not even going to like, oh, like that.
That might as well read like 3040.
That doesn't even feel like our lifetime. You know what I mean? Like it is. We'll be on the verge of hopefully retirement at that point. We'll be cranky people.
Lord. What? 15 years from now. Verge of retirement.
If we're still childless, we might be able to retire early.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. Manifesting. So I'm just I'm just saying that it's far enough away that it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. Japanese may hold them to it. Americans wouldn't. We don't have the perception of planning that far in advance.
No. Yeah. So the next story, as much as I've talked up Dennis Chung for 2 stories, I'm now going to... So he writes for motorcycle.com.
He's a busy guy.
While I was reading through stories for the notes, I noticed on a motorcycle.com article that they had a little footnote. Now, this was at the bottom of a article about AMA Vintage Days, like registration for racers being open. It said, quote, "This article was co-written using AI and was then heavily edited and optimized by our editorial team." Thoughts?
It sounds like someone got fired. It sounds like we don't need a copywriter. We'll just... I honestly, with the AI that I've worked with, I would never put much trust in AI. Like, I can't even get it to write a couple sentences without, like, jumbling it up. And I'm not saying it won't get better. And there probably is better resources than what I've used. But God, I hope they have someone who's paid a lot of money to reread that stuff and make sure that it's all valid, because the AI lies.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the hallucinations with a lot of large language models right now is just wild. We're in such the early days, and the fact that a lot of these big companies are letting stuff out the door in the state that they've been. Mm-hmm. Not to... Again, totally take us off course here, but...
It's relevant. I mean, everyone's dealing with it.
Google's AI results were ridiculous, and they've fixed a lot of them because of news stories. But if you haven't heard by now, which it feels like everyone covered it, their LLM used a result... or a post from a Reddit article from I forget how many years ago. And if you entered a query, I forget what the exact search query was, but something along the lines of like, how do I get my cheese to stay on my pizza? It would suggest adding 1/4 of a cup of non-toxic glue to stick it. It's like because someone on Reddit said that like 5 years ago as a joke.
Grief.
The one that I found was a buddy of mine was looking into buying his first camper, and I was trying to find the maximum tongue weight his vehicle could accept. And in this situation, it at least failed in the correct direction, where the AI result misquoted me to, like, I think it said...
It was a dangerous amount.
It was like, well, no, it went the other way. It wasn't dangerous. in this situation because it said the maximum weight it could handle was only like 350 pounds or something.
Oh, so
and in reality, it was like 6 something.
Under reserving.
Yeah.
So still would have limited him, but like not in a dangerous way. Yeah, but still, regardless, that's really
But
far
that doesn't
off.
mean that it wasn't going the other way for other search results, right?
Yeah.
So it's just interesting that they're doing this. I guess if it helps them crank out more high quality articles, because I think in some ways it's faster to edit. Like if you have AI writing an article and then you just have to go through and go, is this the direction we want the story to head? Is this coherent? That is likely faster than going, here's a blank piece of paper. I need you to write a story. Right? If you're already starting with the story and you just have to massage
or
it,
something.
Right? So I can understand why they would do it. It's just a sign of the times that we're going to see more and more AI-generated content among news outlets.
So I guess my advice would be to protect your heart and use your brain.
Yeah.
And don't forget to scroll and
check for disclaimers.
Check for actual websites.
Maybe we'll start putting a canary in here. This podcast is not AI generated yet.
Yet. Oh, that'll get someone all worked up.
AMA Vintage Days has some updates to pit bike racing. This year, it's going to be like, I guess, more sanctioned than it has been. So
I guess go ahead with your story and then I'll loop back around.
In conjunction to the Bagger Racing League, which the AMA in their press release said, cites that they're an AMA chartered promoter. Mm-hmm. The Bagger Racing League and AMA will partner to promote and operate the pit bike program at Vintage Days this year. But this year, it will join the AMA Vintage Grand Championship program, which then will end up with awarding of AMA national championships in select classes. So pit bike racing is now more official.
Interesting.
It looks like they're going to have trail bikes of some sort, maybe. It didn't really seem to define the classes super well, other than it said the vintage mini cycle class. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting that it's at least getting a little more, qualified.
I will say that if you're in the Vintage Days hype, make sure you belong to the Facebook group. The only reason Facebook is still alive is because of groups. And honestly, I have a refound value. I don't talk to anybody anymore. I honestly barely ever post on Facebook.
She apparently doesn't talk to me either and tell me she saw a land motorcycle.
I don't talk to anybody. I live in a deep, dark hole where it's safe and there are flowers. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see the banter. A bunch of angry old men complaining about prices normally. But I got a notification that you, and I don't remember what it said because I accepted it. Mm-hmm. It said, you requested to join the group, and it sent me an approval or denial option. Mm-hmm. So that's weird. So maybe it's just like it limits bots, but like...
Yeah, Facebook groups, when you set them up, you can set the ability for anyone in the group to be able to approve new members.
Well, that's nice for admins, but also like, I wonder if it only goes to people that know you to because I have only ever gotten yours. I never got anyone else's before, so it's like, not invitation only, but like, you got to know someone? I don't know. That's kind of risky because I got in and I didn't know anybody. Did you have to fill out the questions?
Yeah. You didn't read them before approving me? What's wrong with you?
I didn't get an option. Maybe it's because I'm a girl. They're just like, we need some more of that. We need some estrogen all up in this joint. Let this girl in.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook a lot.
No, but it really is like...
Marketplace scrolling and that group.
There's a recipe group, a Costco group, and an Aldi group I belong in. And that is like 90% of my feed.
I think we all need to go back to forums.
That's basically what they are.
They're a worse version of forums.
Worse for who? Worse for you.
They're less searchable. Like, the posts with comments are not the same as forum threads. Like, it's just not the same.
Meta still wins. Well, build something better.
We already had it. We need to go back to it. Forums.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Michael Dunlap has added to his Isle of Man win count. So depending on which article you cut at what point in time, he became the winningest and then increased his lead. And let's check the wiki to make sure everyone's done tallying. Yes, the numbers have not changed from the last time I checked them. Michael Dunlap now has 29 total Isle of Man wins, ahead of Joey Dunlap at 26.
It says 28 on this article you have.
Yep, at that point in time he had 28. And there was another article that I think I removed where he got 27.
Okay.
Something like that. Yep. And then this is not quite into weird news, but it's transitioning towards weird news. If the Goldwing was not enough engine for you, if a flat 6, what are we up to? 1.8 liter, I think. If a flat 6 1.8 liter engine was just not enough for you, there's a Chinese manufacturer that's coming out with a flat 8. So we're going to have an 8-cylinder engine in a touring bike. I don't remember if I saw... no exact displacement yet. We're assuming somewhere north of 2 liters. I don't know. I enjoy some of just the stuff they're throwing at the wall as far as like what Chinese manufacturers are doing. Sometimes I look at it and I just go, how can there be a market for it? Like the flat 6 is already so big of an engine that I've sat on a modern Goldwing and just felt kind of cramped because of the engine and its placement in regards to where my feet should be. If I was a shorter legged person,
I was going to ask if it had something to do with your leg length.
Yeah.
You're not overly tall, but your proportions are a little, I would say, not standard.
Not standard.
Well, your legs are longer than probably
legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to then add 2 cylinders on that, I can't imagine how cramped the riding position is going to be. But hey, I'm here for weirdness. Let's see it. And then our last story, which is the one I did put under weird news for this week. Did you look at this?
This was not up the first time I went through all of these. No helmet, no fuel.
No helmet, no fuel. So Bangladesh is going to begin enforcing...
Ooh, scandalous.
A no helmet, no fuel policy.
It's like no shirt, no service.
Yeah. So it is an interesting take on a way to enforce a helmet law.
I wonder if they're doing that, like how they're enforcing that, whether it's like based on location or area or...
What do you mean? Like roll up to a gas station.
Let's say...
The gas station is allowed to sell you fuel if you don't have a helmet.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay. Yeah.
So like if it was in the U.S., would it be state enforced? Would it be like locally enforced? Would it be enforced by the franchise? Like what?
Well,
who is... That's what my question was.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe
it is weird because
it all
at
runs
this
differently
point
over there too.
At this point, we are kind of forcing gas station employees to be law enforcement to some extent.
That would suck. I would not want to be dealing... I mean, hopefully they're paid, proportionally.
But consider, so like right now, gas station employee... I mean, I don't know if they don't have to, but they're normally going to be the one to call the cops if someone drives off without paying.
Yeah.
Right? So, I guess it wouldn't be that much different than that. But as far as like a comparison for you, Bangladesh it looks like is a little bit bigger than Ohio, as far as size. So, like, in the U.S., it'd be like a state level thing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Which is still pretty big. Ohio's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, but like we have SIBO laws and we have laws that other states don't have that we enforce.
Their entire government may be run differently too, but I like the idea of it. I mean, so they're not really saying you have to wear a helmet. They're just saying you can't get gas.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You're not making it illegal. You're just making it harder.
Yeah. But then it's like, okay, well, you can circumvent it. If they really do crack down, it's like, well, I just need a lot of gas for my lawnmower. That's why I keep showing up with all these gas jugs. That's why I rolled up and just filled up a 55-gallon drum for all my lawnmowers.
Technically, it's legal.
Right?
I mean, no one asks you what you're doing with your gas cans when you fill them.
No, but we also don't have like a no helmet, no gas policy. But yeah, they're just trying to cut down their motorcycle fatalities, which I get. Yeah, I just thought it qualified as weird news just because it was an interesting angle to enforcing a helmet policy to me. Just going to the source.
Yep.
You don't have to wear a helmet. You just have to push your bike.
And then EVs come in. They're like, I don't need your gas anyways.
That is an angle I hadn't even thought of. What are they going to do? Shut the electric off at your house so you can't charge your bike?
Well, maybe you have to go into the gas station to well, yeah, I guess that's true. I say at the gas station, maybe they have to swipe something or go in and visit an attendant in order to activate the pump, but they can't do anything at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you had an EV,
but that's no different than taking gas home.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but again, it's not to eliminate; it's just to discourage, make it a little bit harder.
For sure. Well, anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Well, I think we're going to call that an episode.
Woohoo.
The next one will be sooner.
You said that last time.
I know, but I didn't expect life to life the way it did after the last episode.
Life was lifing.
I don't even want to jinx myself. Knock on wood. I think we're back to boring for a while.
Boring? Our life?
As boring as it can
I'm
be.
out of town and not this week, but next week.
I know.
So.
Yeah, we're going to have to skip a week or record on a weekend or something.
I'm really only gone Monday through Thursday or something. Yeah. So
yeah,
we could always do that.
We might miss a week.
Or maybe we're on a weekend thing now. Maybe we'll do it Saturdays.
Maybe we'll try and do weekends. I still want to get to potentially. We had talked about reevaluating whether we do an every other in this format, and on the in-betweens I just do a quick 30-minute rapid fire, here's the news of the week headline show or something. I don't know. I'm still toying with that. Haven't gone to video yet.
Thank goodness. I'm always looking frumpy in these things. I'm always freshly showered, out of the gym, all these things. If you're going to do it at 10 o'clock at night, we cannot be doing video. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to have to lay down some boundaries here. If you want to do video, we need to be doing it at 6 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Daylight. I look like I see sunlight. I crawl out of the basement every once in a while.
Haven't updated the podcast table yet, although we looked at some options.
Oh, or a literal table. I thought you meant a chart somewhere.
No, literal table.
I don't know if anyone knew we were considering that. I don't know.
We did. I think we talked about it at one point. Did change the microphone booms, which...
So hopefully you made it through the episode and don't hate us from mouth noises or something else.
Weird microphone angles or something. I enjoy this from a usability standpoint.
I don't know there's really any different. I still can't.
It's not different for yours because I set yours up like you were going to be in your weird low chair you've been using for the past 8 episodes. It
makes me sleepy and hurts my back.
If I flip it like mine, then it's not obstructing your view of your screen the same way because it's like an undermount. So I guess I'll flip mine. Don't start yawning now. We're almost done.
God, it's almost midnight.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's it. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, that's an episode. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.